and should be live on Ryan.
Good morning, Denver. How are you? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the podcast. What's Good Denver is a weekly celebration of culture and discovery and fun stuff to do in Denver for kids, couples, singles, and old-timers. I'm Ryan Estes with Tom, Cool Like That, Donahue, and the Christian McCaffrey of podcasting, Troy Higgins. A tip of the hat to the Kansas City Chiefs and to the San Francisco 49ers. It's the Super Bowl nobody wanted, but nonetheless, I think it's going to be a great game, and we're all keeping our fingers crossed for the local boy, Christian McCaffrey, the Valor standout and son of the legendary Eddie McCaffrey, to really come through. How fun would it be if Christian McCaffrey has 300 yards and takes the Chiefs out? I mean, it would be great. Speaking of great, I've been complaining all season about the Chiefs, but God, man, you really got to just admire greatness when it appears, man. You know what I mean? And Patrick Mahomes, dude. God. That team, it's not the best Chiefs team we've seen, and yet still they win. They just win. God dang.
The script says
They're
so.
the new.
If the script says so.
They're like the new Patriots. They kind of just cruise through the regular season, and then when the playoffs come, they just turn it on and just dominate everyone.
I know. And you see what it is. It's like a mental thing. Like the Ravens just broke. They broke in the fourth quarter. Everyone's making stupid plays, penalties, throwing helmets, having temper tantrums. It's like, oh, man, you don't see that from Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes down 20 points in the fourth quarter. He's getting everybody fired up on the bench. You just see it. You see it with that championship mindset, man. It's amazing. So I have mixed feelings. I don't know. I'm excited for the game, but I'm going to enjoy the Pro Bowl, honestly, a little flag football. You know what I mean? Forget about the whiners versus the Chiefs. Ugh. Anyway. Olivia is not on the road. She's back, and she'll be back with us next week, and we're excited for that. Shout! She's in the other room. But today we have a very special guest. We have the return of Katie White. Katie, what's going on?
Not much.
Yeah.
Just I watched football this weekend, so I actually understood what you said.
Wow.
You
I
watched
did not
games?
watch. I was left out of that intro.
It's
I
okay.
didn't watch it. I knew they won, though.
You missed
I
the
knew Chiefs
drama
won.
of the Ravens, the fumbler smashing his hand onto the bench and cutting himself. He had a boo-boo.
What?
He had a
I
boo-boo.
know. He had a boo-boo. He had a great drive, too. What's his name? Flowers. He had
Yeah.
3 or 4 plays. He's just extraordinary player, rookie. Just let himself get too excited in the moment and made some stupid penalties.
No composure.
Yeah. But that's top-down stuff. And then you see Lamar. Lamar's doing the same thing. It's like, dude, you're making $50 million a year, bro. You got to, have some composure. Because the whole team, especially the young guys, man, they're looking at you. God, I really like that Baltimore team. And now you see cap space. They're not going to be able to afford to keep that team together. Everyone's going to want to get paid. And, Lamar sitting up on the top. I don't know. It's the NFL, ladies and gentlemen. Or maybe it's not. Oh, go ahead.
You can already bet in Vegas on if Travis Kelce will propose to Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl.
Did you see on the New York Times, they had an entire segment about how can Taylor Swift make it to the Super Bowl? She has a show in Tokyo the night before, but there's a 14-hour difference. They had an analyst work on this and do math for the New York Times.
A grown adult got paid to write an article on break down the math and the time zone difference of how it's possible for Taylor Swift to attend the Super Bowl. I was like, wow, that is.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Surprise! It's a private jet.
It's a PJ. You need some amphetamines.
Yeah, come on. She'll be
Fast
fine.
Plane.
She's a pro by now of just late night performances and early morning jets. I'm sure she'll literally just sleep the entire flight.
Yeah.
She'll be fine.
Be fresh and spry for the Super Bowl. Where's the Super Bowl this year?
Vegas.
Oh, that's
Vegas.
right. It's in Vegas. Cool.
The NFL won't allow her to not go. She needs to go. That's why they're in the finals.
That is why.
That's why the Chiefs are.
She fixed it. I'm sure there's a conspiracy out there about her fixing it.
Dude, my Chiefs, Kelsey, Swift hatred was cresting, I feel like last week, and I feel like I'm back going down the downside. And I'm starting to be like, all right, it's all good. You know, everything's fine. Everything's fine. You know what really what settled it down for me, though, is Patrick's wife, Brittany. I'm sure she's a lovely person, but her public persona that she plays in public is rather nauseating.
I'm not familiar.
I don't know if you, I mean, like Patrick Mahomes' brother is a convicted sex offender and scumbag. Like, he just is. And, like, his wife is just, I'm not a fan. But there was a picture of Taylor in the box, and Brittany's like trying to like whisper something or say something to her, and Taylor Swift just like rolls her eyes and is like, "Yeah, okay, cool, whatever."
Well, speaking of convicted,
and it
sex
made me like her better.
Anybody? Speaking of that, Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj beef. Anybody want to talk about that?
Oh, I don't know about it. What's
I don't
going on
know
with
what
that?
is.
I saw a little bit about that, but yeah, please elaborate.
Yeah, Megan Thee Stallion dropped a new track, as they say. It's called Hiss, and she has a line in there that was like, "Don't hate Megan, hate Megan's Law." And Megan's Law is like all about the child sex offender registry, and Nicki Minaj's husband and brother are both registered sex offenders.
Oh, geez.
So it just like started some beef, and Nicki was like live streaming at like 1 a.m, like ripping her apart, or trying to. She was like making fun of her being like shot by Tory Lanez. But
oh, geez.
Wow.
it's like blowing up in the atmosphere of
Rap
that world.
beef.
Yeah, and it's like, come on, they're both like powerhouses. Can we just get along?
Megan
It's
Thee
exciting.
Stallion, is she the lady that dresses like a superhero? Who's that? There's a lady rapper that wears like these like really cool like spandex Nike suits.
Ice Spice. I don't know.
Is that how it is?
I'm
I
not
don't
really
know.
that
Could be
familiar
anyone.
with rap
Like-
in general, but
I
I
think that's a
do.
common outfit.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. These gals always look really cool with like rainbow hair and stuff.
10 out of 10 recommend you listen to her diss track.
Really?
Yeah, it was good. She's really smart. And I think that's like half of being a good rapper is just being like intelligent.
Yeah, and being very vicious and witty
Mm-hmm.
on a rap diss.
Yes. Well, the whole thing is that like Nicki's been coming after Megan for like years, and Megan just like hasn't said anything about it. She's been like very quiet, and then like out of nowhere just dropped this. And it really rattled everybody.
Ooh, so Megan Thee Stallion dropped the track.
Yes.
It's a diss on Nicki.
Yes.
And Nicki's family is the sex offenders.
Yes.
Okay, so that's why she's saying, "Don't hate
Yes.
Megan, hate Megan's Law."
Yeah.
All right.
Don't hate Megan, hate Megan's
I
Law.
got it.
That's
I got
pretty
it. I thought
clever.
it was-
I mean, it's
Yeah,
so clever.
That's right
It was-
there.
Got her. Got
Okay.
him.
It is her. This is the picture I was thinking of. It looks like she doesn't look like a superhero all the time, but this one picture, she looks pretty amazing. It was only notable because
Oh, yeah.
it was like, it's like a very like Vegas, almost like burlesque looking outfit,
Mm-hmm.
rhinestones and stuff, but it's got the Nike swoosh right there.
Yeah.
It was weird that it was like a Nike piece.
I don't know. She's cool. She also released a metal album last year, which was crazy. Just
Really?
like such a divergence from what she had done in the past. I sound like a big Megan Thee Stallion stan right now, but I feel like I couldn't name a single song.
I had no idea she was the metal album.
Yeah, you should check it out. It's cool.
That's cool.
I've been living under a rock.
Wow.
Well, I hope they work out their differences.
I know.
You know?
Unity.
Yeah.
Plur.
They need to be
Squash
plur.
the beef.
Squash it.
Squash the beef. But we're going to have to see a response track at least.
Oh, she dropped one. It's called Bigfoot. And she's making fun of the fact that Megan Thee Stallion got shot in the foot. And it's just like, I don't know, it seems tired and lazy. She rhymes foot with foot like 4 times.
Yeah, but also like getting shot in the foot's kind of cool, right? You're just like
Yeah.
upping her legacy.
Totally. And she went to court and won. So she got shot by another rapper.
Did she really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's badass.
That was
Yeah,
beef
she's
a few
cool.
years ago.
I watched the
Big
documentary.
Did you?
There's a documentary?
Ryan, you got to
Yeah,
plug in.
Oh my God, where have I been?
These
1992.
documentaries now like come out like before the court case is even settled. Like
Yeah.
they get
Yeah.
fast now. Crazy.
Because that lets them do a cliffhanger, and then you can have the next one after the case.
All right, I need to drop back in. You know when I tapped out is when I got too involved in Jacksonville's like rap music scene. And there's all these documentaries about that. I don't know if you guys follow that, but it's crazy. It's like that was too nuts. There was all these people that were like basically confessing to like murdering other guys on wax. and then getting arrested. It was too much. And I was like, dude, I can't be involved in this. I'm a grown-ass man. What am I doing?
Don't need that beef.
But time to drop back in. Nice. Well, it actually dovetails pretty nicely to our feature. Katie White's bringing the best places to find music in Denver for our feature today. So that should be cool. Best spots to buy music. All right. To follow the show, go to kitcaster.com/Denver. Subscribe to YouTube, Apple, or Spotify. Today's sponsor is Samana Float Center. You know you need to schedule another float. You can do that at samanafloat.com. We all float on. And our music is by Troy Higgins. So let's get into events. Katie, what do you got teed up for the week?
Yeah. Well, our old workspace, Town Hall Collaborative, has a poetry night tomorrow, a queer poetry open mic night. Could be fun. Could be not fun. I'm sure it will be fun. So 10 out of 10 recommend that. Also, I will always plug DU men's hockey. There's a game this weekend against Western Michigan. Very fun. There's 2. And I don't know this artist. His name is Jake Fussell, but he's playing at the Lost Lake Lounge, which is like a tiny little bar, capacity of like 60 maybe.
I've been hearing about this place.
It's great. I've been to a couple shows there, and it's always a good time. And they don't tend to get super crowded.
They got barbecue too, right?
No, that's Globe Hall, but it's all part of like the same. It's like Lost Lake, Larimer, and Globe are all kind of part of the same ecosystem.
Let's take a look.
So you don't know this guy, but you're recommending it?
Yeah, I like checked out his music on Spotify yesterday, and I was like, seems up my alley. Like it's a show I would go to on a whim.
Is his middle name Xerxes?
Yeah, thank you for saying that for me, because I wasn't gonna try.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Is he Persian?
No, he looks like a white man. Although I don't know how he racially identifies, but
that's a pretty powerful.
This is what he looks like. He's from Durham.
Yeah, he doesn't look Persian.
No.
He looks Scandinavian, perhaps.
Yes.
Of descent.
Yeah. His music is like folk inspired.
Jake Xerxes. Here he is.
There you go. Check it out.
I'm trying to see the lounge. Let's see what kind of.
Oh, like what the actual venue looks like?
Oh, I bet if we go to the rentals page.
Nice. Poetry open mics can go different ways.
Yeah.
They could be a little uncomfortable at times.
Yeah, they really can. I mean, I was a creative writing minor in college, and it was essentially just like a poetry open mic every Wednesday at this class that I had, and it went either way. But you get to know people really well.
You do. Yeah, you do. I don't know. How are you? Do you like poetry generally?
I love poetry. I think it's really cool. It's a really cool form of expression. I mean, similar to music. I feel like they kind of run in tandem. But yeah, people can be very vulnerable and it might not land. Just like comedy. I think going to comedy sets can be really uneasy sometimes, especially if you have like secondhand embarrassment, which I definitely do. And sometimes I watch people flop and I'm like, ooh.
Oh, that hurt.
Yeah.
But the nice thing with comedy is at least that you have like a baseline, you're there to laugh. Like poetry, you're like, oh, we'll hear poetry. But for somebody else, it's their time to like confess something. Mm-hmm. And you're like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to listen to?
Yeah.
They got a disco ball, so.
It's a really tiny venue.
Yeah, it looks cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Look at this little bar lounge area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have solid drinks.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know, man. I like poetry, but I like to read poetry. I feel like you can feel the resonance. I like to see like how the wordplay and stuff. Mm-hmm. I always feel kind of like. I feel like I'm held hostage if I'm listening to poetry. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong.
Well, no one's forcing you to go.
I'm not going.
You have your events.
I'm not going. That's right. I got my events I'm not going to. I'm not going to that one.
That's okay.
But I feel like you go to a poetry open mic if you have a poem to read. You know what I mean? That's the audience. Is they're like, all right, wrap it up.
Everyone's got something.
Yeah. Or if you're like single and looking for like a sad boy or something like that, you go and you're like, I could fix you.
A fixer-upper project?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Quick question.
Yes.
Have either of you guys ever been to any of the events that you featured on the show?
Yes. I go to DU men's hockey games almost every weekend.
Okay. Good to know.
I've been to the music ones, like the concerts that I'm talking about. But
I'm trying to hold people accountable here.
Troy's putting the whole thing on blast.
I went to the Tim Burton bar and came back with a slam piece on them.
There you
That's
go.
right.
So
That's right. I've gone a couple of times. The food recommendations, I might have hit all of them.
Yeah.
When we did that show.
Did you go to Kiki's? Anybody?
Kiki's,
I've been to Kiki's.
On 38th?
No. Kiki's, not tacos. The
that's
sushi
Kike's.
place.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Oh, yeah.
I've been to the sushi
In
place.
Inglewood.
University. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It is good.
I haven't been there, but I've been to Kiki's.
You
for
live really
tacos.
close to it. You should go.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it? Do they have all you can eat?
No, it's not. It's actually not a sushi place. It's like Japanese home cooking, like
Oh,
katsudan
okay.
and stuff
I'm
like
down.
that.
I'm gonna have to cheat on Tatsu Izakaya because that's my spot.
Eat chicken? Is that what you guys are talking about?
It's Kiki's. What do they have? Katie said it's just like
it's like-
Japanese home cooking.
Yeah, it's like home style cooking, like a katsu curry and like katsudan, and then they have like udon dishes and like noodle dishes. So they have sushi, but I don't go there for the sushi.
I'm looking, Troy, now. It's like, I've been to some of these. I've been to quite a few. The larger events, though, I've realized through doing this show that, like, I like small areas. I like clubs and bars, restaurants.
Yeah.
Like, if it gets bigger than that, then it's like, it's going to take a lot to get me out, even for, like, sporting events. You know what I mean? Like, I was talking to Ozzo about, like, going to Broncos games next year, and I was like, let's go to Vegas and watch them play the Raiders, because that seems like a fun thing, as opposed to like I live right down the street from Mile High Stadium, and it's like, oh man, all those Broncos fans are there, you know?
Yeah, just go watch them play in Germany or something. That's been happening.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. The big events, it just takes extra effort. So I'm probably batting 5-10% on some of these. That's not bad. Nice. Tom, speaking of events we're not going to, what do you got, Tom?
I got a couple things that I'm not going to, but they seem pretty cool. So that's why I'm going to highlight them.
It's our job to share them, not to go to them.
Yeah, we're sharing them. The first one sounds pretty cool. I could be interested, but honestly, I've been out of the photo game for a minute. It's a photography/modeling event.
Oh,
The
cool.
Groovy Creatures Appreciation Event. It's at a pop-up bar that's on Boulder Street, 1575 Boulder Street, and that is in Denver, by
Right
the way.
by Little Man, yeah.
Yeah. So at this Groovy Creatures event, it's like it's run by this Vibelt group who they focus on creating safe, positive spaces that empower models and photographers to express their own creativity. So making sure that there's no creepos in the game.
I believe it's creatives, although Groovy Creatures would be better.
Yeah. Groovy Creatures Appreciation Event. But anyway, you go there, if you're a model, you bring your 2 outfits, and then if you're a photographer, you bring your camera and your gear and whatever. And it's at this Groovy pop-up bar. It's a 70s vibe event, so you have to dress like some 70s themed outfits, and then they'll basically do like a round robin, like different areas and stuff where photographers take pictures of all the different models and they switch around, and it's like an hour of shooting. You do like a half hour in one outfit, and then the models will go in the back, they'll change, and then you do another half hour, and then everyone gets all their photos, and then you hang out and network and have fun. So that sounds pretty cool.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah.
This sounds like a Sam Lindy event if I've ever seen one.
Sounds like free work.
Free work. Yeah, sounds like they're trying to
Free
use
labor.
all of our.
Yeah, if you're
Images.
attractive, like go there and get some pics.
Yeah, seriously. Go get some free,
Just free
some new
shots.
headshots. If you need like a 70s vibe for a audition you have coming up, definitely get some free headshots there. So yeah, that sounds cool. I mean, I haven't been taking too many pictures recently, so I probably won't go through that one. But
Vibit.io. This looks like a cool little group.
yeah, they got
It's neat.
it's a cool idea.
Yeah.
I know that there's some weird things that happen in that industry. I always see horror stories because I'm in all these photography groups and Instagram pages and Facebook pages, and people are always like, don't shoot with this person.
Oh,
or
really?
whatever. Yeah. So that's a cool initiative that they have going on over there. The next one, all right, I might actually go to this one. By the way, that one was Saturday at 2 p.m. You can check that out online. This event is also Saturday at 2 p.m., so you have 2 options from me for this Saturday afternoon. This is hot wax and cold beer with the Jagged Mountain group. So it's going to be at the First Draft Tap Room and Kitchen. Bring your snowboard or skis, whatever you have, and they're doing hot waxes at the tap room.
Nice.
So you get it's like $20 for your wax, and you get a free beer while they're waxing it. So that's a good price. Like, to get an actual hot wax, it's usually more than, it's like double that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like $20, right? Usually hot wax.
I feel like
I
at
think
Evo,
they're
it's
like
40.
$45
Yeah.
for like a hot wax if you were to go to like a shop or something.
Nice.
So if you go here, you not only get your hot wax for $20, but you get a free beer. So that sounds
Sweet.
cool. And
That
then you
sounds
chill
awesome.
around with a bunch of people holding their snowboards and skis at the tap room.
Just holding them posted up.
Yeah. Hopefully they got some racks for people to put their stuff on when it's done. And then finally, bought this one up for Katie and Rue. I don't have a dog, but I'm hoping that you guys go. The Puppy Love Social at Holidaily Brewing Company. There's going to be lots of stuff going on at this event. Sunday, February 4th, from 1 to 4 p.m. DIY Barcouterie.
Barcouterie.
Very clever.
Is there anything else that you need? Craft gluten-free beer, selfie station, charcuterie for humans, new dog mom friends.
Wow.
Wow.
Rue would bite another dog, so I can't take her.
Rue is not doing. Oh wait, hold on. Let me show the crowd here. What's going on? Sorry, our screen got a little bit minimized.
Does Rue not get along with other dogs?
She's just very selective.
Okay.
She wouldn't bite another dog, but she would be like very uncomfortable and probably snappy. She'd bite the air.
Look at this. I
Stay away.
think this might be the human charcuterie.
Are you sure?
Or
I
is
don't see
this
any
the-
chocolate in there. Could be for a
See,
dog.
can dogs have strawberries?
Yeah, Rue loves strawberries.
The honey stick? How's the dog gonna get that?
I don't know. Could you imagine it all in her beard?
Wow, look at this stuff.
That's pretty
Beautiful.
nice.
Why does it say Happy
Fancy.
Valentine's Day? Hold on a sec.
Yeah, what's the date on this
Oh,
event?
I think they're goofing you.
It does have a love theme. I
think
guess
they
it's just the intro. It's the 4th of February, so
Yeah.
Look at this guy.
Yeah. Good stock images.
Look at that.
I've never
Yeah,
seen
it's
a
just some
dog
sort of-
eat something like that.
Yeah, DIY barcouterie boards, so your dog would get some snacks.
Cute.
Gluten-free beer. Selfie station. You need one of those because you can't just take a selfie anywhere. New dog mom friends. I mean,
What about dog dad
yeah.
friends?
What if I had a dog?
Yeah.
There's a lot of questions here. Also, why is it gluten-free beer?
Am I allowed to go to this?
Yeah.
This is only for dog moms.
I don't know.
And you don't even have a dog. It's just like
Well, that's the creepy
Oh wait,
part.
it is Valentine's. It is Valentine's Day, like next week.
no, it's the 4th, isn't it? February 4th.
Yeah, in a couple of weeks.
I thought it was-
This event is on the 4th, but Valentine's Day is the 14th.
Right.
Yeah.
Are we looking at 2 different events?
No, it says look right here on the you're invited. Sunday, February 4th. But I think maybe they're starting early.
Or
Yeah.
they missed a one and they're
Maybe they're
Date.
assuming the dog moms don't have a significant
a
other.
dog dad or not the dog mom.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
This might be for single dog moms who are looking to just have a tail wagging good time.
Oh,
I
it
don't
is
know-
for.
I
It's
don't know
for.
about all
It's
this.
for gals. There's
That's what
a.
it seems like. I mean, I don't.
This is complicated.
Why are we gendering the barcouterie? Let's just not.
I don't know.
Let's leave that in the past.
For
Yeah,
anyone
exactly.
who needs a selfie. Let's just
Yeah, it's for
There we
anyone who needs a
go.
selfie. It's for those people that want to have a dog in their dating profile and they don't have a dog, actually. I think that's what it's for.
Yeah.
Look at these frequently asked questions. Do I have to RSVP? Okay, that's a good one. Are there treats for humans to enjoy? Okay, that makes sense. Are dogs allowed?
Wow. No.
No, actually. Don't bring them.
Dude, yeah, I don't know about this event now. Under further scrutiny, also, there's a proliferation of emojis, which makes me know that ChatGPT is in charge of all this, like, puppy pun situation going on right here.
Yeah, ChatGPT does use the emojis like this.
It's a dead giveaway.
It's a dead giveaway every time.
Charcuter Mary is the charcuterie provider.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll see you all there.
All right, yeah, no one's going to that.
No, Tom, these are great events here, Tom. We got
it was a wide variety. I
Yeah,
mean,
very- yeah.
to me, the photo event and the hot wax and cold beer sounds pretty good. But we're gonna have to split time between those two. Maybe you can hit the hot wax and cold beer at 2, get in early, and the photography doesn't start at the other event until 3.
There you
Nice.
So it's
go.
from 3 to 4. So.
Dude, no, these are solid events, Tom. Amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's hear yours, Ryan.
Yeah, mine are all just very dadish. I see them in aggregate here. I'm like, boy, this is a real dad weekend coming from me. So we've got Diggable Planets. That's tonight at the Ogden Theater, which is their 30th anniversary tour. I mean, 1992 is when their Blowout Comb, Reach In came out. And I remember to this day, Luis Gomez, I'm sitting next to him in computers class. And I'm like, what's that? And it was like a cassette tape. He's like, oh, it's Diggable Planets. And he let me listen to it. Hooked. I would say Diggable Planets goes down as possibly my number one group that put out 2 records, and that was it. Just like boom, boom. I remember it was in 1994 when their second album, Blowout Comb, came out, and I knew it. And I ditched school. Wait, this is 94. It might have been 95 because I had a car. I had an old Honda Civic that I spray painted black. And I ditched school to go to Best Buy to get the CD on the day of its release. Back then on a Tuesday.
Nice.
Big moment. I went alone. I was
On
that
a Tuesday.
excited. Yeah.
Yeah, those were the days.
Those are the days.
The
man.
Tuesdays. That's when the new music came out.
That's right. It was the best. It was the best. And I got that record, and that one's like absolutely extraordinary. Both records, awesome. They're still touring. I mean, we were talking about lady rappers earlier, and I got to say, Ladybug Mecca is possibly the best, illest female MC of all time. And early, she was amazing. She still is amazing. So that's going down at the Ogden Theater tonight. I had 2 different groups of friends reach out to be like, dude, I'll buy tickets. You want to go? And I was like, and Odetta wanted to go. And I was like, I don't know. I saw them in the Boulder Theater in like 97. It was one of the best concerts of all time. Butterfly, he has a line about the asteroid belt. He's like, because he's like kind of a celestial kind of rapper and an insect rapper. But when he said asteroid belt, he lifted up his shirt and his belt buckle was like a 5-pointed star. It's an asteroid belt. I was just like, dude,
Wow.
that was pretty dope. It stuck with me. So respect to the Diggable Planets. They are playing also Undiscovered Gem. If you are a fan of Diggable Planets, Butterfly put out a record like 15 years ago called Cherry Wine, and it's amazing. It's super sick. So check that out. I've also got Explosions in the Sky, which is on Sunday. That's a genre called dad rock, I do believe. You guys familiar with the genre?
I'm familiar with the genre. I don't know Explosions in the Sky.
Oh, well, you're in for a treat.
All right.
I think they're really the pioneers of the genre, which we're talking about heavy, emotional, guitar-based instrumental music.
Got it.
Dad rock.
Dad rock. I guess it
Nice.
depends on like how old your dad is, because like dad rock for me is like Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
True.
Yeah, but they're amazing. It says the end tour, so I don't know. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is it for the Explosions in the Sky.
Come on,
The
man.
final boom.
People really milk the end tours these days.
They do, and then they come back, and you're like,
Od-
okay,
Odessa-
quit pulling my leg.
Odessa just announced their big, grand, final, finale, ending, last chance tour.
My,
Exactly.
marketing tactic.
4 shows.
Diggable Planets has been doing that forever. Now they're like, 30th anniversary tour. Hey, we're back.
I saw them in 2017, I think.
Cool.
Yeah, they played at the UMS.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and I was like, that's cool.
Cool. Yeah, they're the best. And then finally, of course, we have the Denver Nuggets in town with the Portland Trail Blazers. They did fantastic with their road trip. I think they only lost one, a bad one to the Knicks.
It was by like 40 points.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But they beat Golden State the next day, and then they bounced back and they beat the Bucks last night. I don't know if you guys watched the game, But Giannis was getting frustrated. He couldn't deal with the size and strength of the Nuggets, man.
When did the playoffs start?
Oh, we're only like halfway into the season.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
like
really?
May. It's like
Yeah.
May.
Oh,
Yeah,
we got
something
plenty
like
of time. Then.
April, right?
Yeah.
April.
Yeah.
I just need to know when to start doing every single Jokic over.
that. Totally. Triple-double last night again.
First couple playoff games, he goes hard. That's when I made the Jokic bag last year.
Yeah.
Just do like every series, Jokic usually goes hard for like the first 2 games, and then he doesn't do anything for the rest of them unless he needs to.
He just gets fouled.
Didn't you?
He just leans into fouls.
Yeah. He skillfully.
Flop.
Skillfully.
It's like a soccer player.
This is my favorite. Jokic, though, to the ref.
Yeah. He's like, whoa.
Every time. Like, you're like 8 feet tall.
And
Stop.
he has to bend over and look non-menacing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like Draymond.
No, very different.
No,
Very
so
different,
similar.
Katie. How dare you? Nice. No, it was, oh, man, the Nuggets last night. Great shot. Yeah, and that's what's on tap for Denver. I'm not going to these events.
Very nice.
Troy, do you get Nuggets games out there? I realize Nuggets seem to be like very unmarketable, and like the NBA just doesn't want them to win.
You got to get league pass.
We only get the Nuggets games if they're playing the Lakers, Clippers, premier matchups. Warriors. We don't. Typically, they're not the featured. Broadcast game. But I watch a lot of basketball, and the Nuggets are so fun to watch. They're so good.
It is a fun team to watch.
Yeah.
Go
Oh,
Nuggies. Let's do the feature. Katie, why don't you lead us into the feature, which is best place to buy music in Denver? What do you got?
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of it for me is just finding a good place for recommendations. So my best places to buy music in Denver has changed over the years, but currently the place that I love most is called Invincible Vinyl. It's on Calumet Street. It's very unassuming. And the reason why I love it so much is because the owner, he's there every single day, and you can just tell that he is obsessed with music.
Nice.
And he could just talk to you all day. Like, you could go in with no frame of reference as to like what you're looking for and just say like, hey, this is like, I'm in this mood. What would you recommend? And he'll do it. Or like there have been times where I've gone in and I've been like, hey, I'm really interested in getting into jazz. Can like we talk about that for a little bit? And like he is definitely a dad rock guy, right? Like
Of course.
that is his bread and butter, but he just knows so much about so many different types of music and genres. And I brought some of my favorite records I've gotten from
Show and tell.
Wow.
from this record store.
I didn't know we were doing this.
Yeah, Well, I didn't get to bring my Perone last time, but this is Atlangun. I think that's how you say it. They're a Turkish band.
Nice.
Very like similar to Krangbin. Can you see it? There we go.
Yes.
And this was a few years ago I got that one. And
I don't know them.
they're so good. And then when I went in and I asked him for some jazz records recommendations, he recommended this Tal Farlow record, which is from the 50s, and it is weird.
Is
and
it really?
So good. So good. It's like, it's very like hi-fi-y.
Did he throw you into the deep part of the pool when you're like just trying to nibble onto some jazz?
Well, you all know me. Like someone's like, here's the shallow end, and I'm like, no, I want the deep end right away. Like,
No,
let's skip over Herbie Mann and let's go deep. But yeah, I think like that's really cool. Just being able to like have such a vast selection. Then this is the more recent one that I picked up from him, and it's a Latvian electronic record.
Dang.
Which has such a cool story because they were making this music in the Soviet Union when you could not be making music like that. And they were like handing out records and like passing, everything was like happening word of mouth, and somehow it existed and lasted. And there were pressings, and they did repressings after the Soviet Union fell. But it's just so interesting being able to like hear the music that was being made during that time. And then he has like of the times music, like very like, I don't know. You could find anything there.
That sounds awesome.
But he's got such a cool selection and so many good recommendations, so fairly priced. And he'll just like, if you're like, oh, I want to hear this, he'll just put it on for everybody to listen to. It's like, you could just bring it to a little station and listen to it on your own, but like he wants everybody to like be listening to the same thing and experiencing it all together.
Cool.
I need to get some of these Soviet Union samples in my
Saying,
repertoire.
dude.
Borrow it.
Get the communist riffs.
The communist
seriously.
riffs. It is cool.
Get some commie bass lines coming through.
I'm gonna check these out right after we're done
Yeah,
recording today.
I'll send them to you.
That's cool, man. Well, I'm just right on in the first 6. They got Tom Waits' Rain Dogs. They got the Meters in here. Rod Stewart. I like this guy's taste. I want to go say what's up to him, 'cause especially if he's going like hard, deep cuts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if it was like most people go and get when they're buying vinyl, and actually it should be like brought to attention too. Like buying music is like a novel thing now.
Yeah.
It used to be like that's how you had music, but
Yeah.
now it's like, oh, we're buying music.
Yeah.
Boy, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
It has to be kind of off streaming and be something like an event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you have to be intentional with it because we are so used to like a demand in our culture where it's like instant gratification and I could just go on Spotify and listen to X, Y, and Z. But like when you're spending money on it, you think about it differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Totally.
Yeah.
The Stan Getz record. Yeah, he does like jazz. He's got.
Oh yeah, I got a Stan Getz record from him too. I got a Samba Music 1 or Samba Music 2.
Yep, that's a classic. He's got a lot. He's got some Coltrane.
He
Bill Evans. See, that's the good stuff.
He's also like very into punk music, like.
Oh, that one.
And
right there.
there's like a punk collective right next to the building, and they like are always having shows there too. And he's
Cool.
like, he'll shut down the record store and like, host events with them.
Are they like Punk 45s, like the old ones, or
I don't know what that means.
the little ones with the big
Yes.
hole?
Yeah,
Oh.
with the
Yeah.
big hole. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
And probably the coolest thing that he ever did was I was in there and he was playing a record and I was like, I want to buy this. And he was like, are you a DJ? And I said, no. And he's like, I'm sorry. Like, I would love to give this to you, but I'm only going to sell this to a DJ. And I was like, I respect that.
What was it? What kind of stuff was it?
I don't really remember anymore. At this point, I don't remember what it was called. It was like something that was really hard to like come by. It wasn't like it's not like streamed.
Was it dance music or what was it?
No, it was like dancey electronic music.
That is the most hilarious thing. You should have gone to your car and gotten like a hat, come back
Yeah.
in and be like, "Are you a DJ?" Be like, "Clearly, look at my hat."
Yeah, like a hat.
Yeah. And I wasn't offended or anything. I was like, I respect it.
That's
Was it a single?
No, it was a
it was a
whole
single on
record. No, it was a whole record. It wasn't just a single. It had an A and B side.
the most hilarious.
Yeah.
thing.
Well, he was, and I
Not
was like,
selling this to you.
interesting. And he was like, I just want this. I want as many people to hear this as possible. So he like wanted somebody who was going to be able to play it for a lot of people. I was like, I have dinner parties.
Man.
That's the most wreckage store guy thing to say of all time. I got to go in here.
It was great.
That's
Sounds like my people.
Yes.
You know what I've been wanting to do?
What?
Well, I recently invested in this nice new Audio Technica turntable so that I could like get high quality samples out of vinyl like straight through my interface and stuff. So I've been thinking about, and also I've been doing like live streaming, like DJing and stuff every once in a while, but I'm thinking about this new live stream where I'll just like find these crazy old records, and then the live stream will literally just be like high def video of the record spinning, and then you got the album art in the back. I'm just gonna play it like a live stream, almost like a radio station, but these like crazy old records.
That would be dope.
I gotta go to this guy to
Yeah.
get some of that
This
stuff.
guy's got Can Records. You know about Can?
No.
Katie, you will love.
Does he have
Can.
the inventory listed online?
No, it's just the
No.
Instagram. He's just like doing like little.
He's
little
featuring some
posts.
stuff.
Yeah. He takes a picture of every record he sells, and that's like how he keeps up with his inventory.
Okay, good question. When you're shopping for vinyl, is there a record you're looking for every time you go?
Ooh, that is a good question. As of the last like 4 years, there's a Growlers record that I look for every time I go because I can't find it anywhere, and it's sold out online. But
Growlers.
that's it.
I
Yeah,
don't think I know them.
they're like a surf rock band.
Sick.
Yeah.
Nice. There's a band called Meat Joy that existed, I think, in Houston for a few years in the late '80s, and they just made this like amazing. I used to listen to this record with a friend of mine, and absolutely loved it. It's totally experimental and dumb, but I look for it everywhere. There was probably a few thousand pressed.
That's
Meat
so cool.
Joy.
Meat Joy.
Meat Joy is a good one. Can's also a good one too. That would be a great record.
Yeah, I gotta check it out. And then outside of that, like if you're not in Denver, places that I always go to look for music are the like record labels of artists that I like, and I see like who else they represent. Because I feel like when you have Spotify and you get like recommendations, it's kind of like a vacuum and they get stale after a while. So some in particular that I like are Dead Oceans, Saddle Creek, and Fat Possum. 10 out of 10 recommend.
Nice.
Checking all those labels out.
Nice. I like the this is a pretty classic one for Denver, but the Twist and Shout shop on Colfax
Must
it's
be
just
mentioned.
huge.
Yeah.
Like there's just so much stuff in there. You can also even like, I mean, I'm sure most vinyl places will do this, but you could bring in your turntable. They'll fix it for you. They'll like troubleshoot whatever you have going on. They have every single wire adapter you could ever imagine there. Sometimes I just go there for like adapters. Sometimes you need a RCA to whatever it is. But
1/8 inch.
I like to go there and look for weird stuff. I'm curious. I think I want to do that radio show.
You should do
Hopefully
it.
you guys tune in.
I would definitely tune in.
You absolutely should. My friend had an illegal radio station in Denver for like 2 years. He bought like all the equipment to like broadcast on the
FM? Like
an
radio.
AM
Yes,
or
on FM 90.5. He moved.
That's super.
But he would do that. He got records. He would play them in his apartment, and just like it was at like 8 p.m. every like Tuesday or something like that for an hour.
That's awesome.
It was
Okay,
great.
I'm gonna start it up because I can do a nice, cool video with like a nice background, and we'll have nights where you guys come over with like a bunch of cool records or whatever, and we'll just stream. I'll stream it like maybe like 2 hours a week or something.
I
We'll
love
see.
it.
We'll see how often we
That's
can
a
get
great
it
idea.
going.
You stream it
Yeah.
on Twitch.
Yeah, on Twitch.
On Twitch.
I feel like a nice, cool HD video of like the record spinning is all it needs to be. And
I
then,
haven't seen that before. That's like an original idea. I haven't seen that yet.
hell yeah, that's the goal. We need original ideas.
He's cooking.
I'm gonna do that. I'm cooking over here.
And it sounds like it sounds soothing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
depending
nice.
on whatever you're playing. I
Yeah,
guess.
you played this Latvian record, not very soothing,
Mhm.
but cool.
But cool. Hell yeah.
And then one other place I'm gonna shout out. So I did Twist and Shout as my first one, but this is not to go by, vinyls and stuff. But I was really surprised to figure this out because I was just over at the Zeppelin station getting lunch one day. But Beatport headquarters is right there, and I don't know if you guys know what Beatport is, but Troy, I'm sure you know. But it's like the hugest online store for like dance music and like digital tracks.
It's one of the first big tech stories in Denver Boulder too, for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that they were here. That's like the biggest.
I didn't know they were based in Denver either. That's crazy.
Yeah, the main headquarters is here, and then they definitely have one in like Europe somewhere.
Berlin.
Because I looked it up. Yeah, definitely. I went to open the door. I was like, I want to just go in and see who's in here.
Totally.
Because it looked like a nice, but it was locked. I don't think they had anyone in there. So I was going to just be like, hey, I like the new updates to the site. Because they actually just did a huge rehaul. So I was going to be like, the new updates are sick.
Nice.
But no, I want to talk to if you work at Beatport and you're listening to this, I want to come over and see what's up.
Dude, interview him for the freaking show, bro.
Yeah, Beatport, you are invited. Anyone from Beatport, come through. Well, we could do a remote thing at the Zeppelin station. That's a good place over there.
Yeah.
There's another rec for you, Zeppelin station, for some work lunch throughout the day.
Nice, man. Yeah, Paul Epstein at Twist and Shout. I owe so much to that man. They're on their, I think, third location, but their original location was over by go in there when like 6th grade and get 2 Live Crew tapes or Spice One tapes or 2 short tapes. Corrupting the minds of our youth, Paul Epstein.
What's my favorite word?
Yeah, it's absolutely that is a Colorado Denver institution. Twist and Shout. Along those lines too, Wax Tracks.
Yeah,
Wax-
that's the
Yeah.
other main one.
Shout to Wax Tracks. That place is great. Black and Red. That place is great. You can always find great records there. The spot that I picked out for not necessarily records, but just vintage audio in general is Electric City Repair. Because playing records for me has always been like a part of this collection thing. I've been collecting records for a long time, and it's always, and right now it's kind of taken over as like the most popular way to play music as far as like purchasing is like vinyl records.
Totally.
And so I don't know what most people have, but maybe you go to like, where would you go buy a record player now? Best Buy? You just order on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I also have an Audio Technica or whatever it's called that I ordered. Technica. And I ordered it online. Yeah.
It's just like a standalone box where you play it and it's got speakers, or you like?
No, it's a standalone box, but I have speakers that I've like hooked up to it.
Yeah, and that's another part of the fun of audio and the slippery slope into hi-fi in general.
Yeah.
Is now you need components. And you're like, boy, this sounds cool. Maybe I do need a 50-band EQ that I can, make a cool wave on and see how that sounds. So ultimately you're going to end up shopping for used stuff because new stuff, it doesn't look as cool. You know, it's like, what are you going to listen to records and surround sound? Nah, man. You want two big, rich, amazing speakers, maybe a couple of different sets so you could A/B between them. And then you got to get the tube amps, and then you got to have the cool tuner. And then the tuner's the lights are going to be burned out. You got to have the big potentiometers and dials that you have a satisfying click. Everything about record collecting is just so fun.
Yeah. It's a lifelong journey.
It is. And there's ups and downs. Have you been to Electric City Repair?
I have not.
You will love it.
I need to go.
It's the best.
I don't need another hyperfixation.
I know.
I'm going to have to go.
I know.
Do they have a bunch of old vintage gear and like just everything, like synths, guitars, like
it's
amps?
all vintage. Yeah, it's all vintage. The jukeboxes. I was in there once, and they had like a refurbished $4,000 jukebox, and I was like, dude. So I mean, it played like 45s, so they like come out with the arm, and then it goes like, and you push the buttons. Oh my God,
cool.
So cool. So cool. They got everything there. And I've been a patron of theirs for a long time as a buyer, but also as a seller, which I think also is a part of like the hi-fi experience. It's like what, not Buddy Guy. Who's the other blues guy I'm thinking about? The biggest one ever.
Booze guy.
Sorry.
Which booze guy?
Booze?
Blues. He played
blues.
Lucille. He played Lucille. He sat down when he played. You guys don't know who I'm talking about?
Blues
guy played
Lucille.
God damn, that's embarrassing. It's Tuesday morning. It's the biggest blues guitar player.
B.B. King.
Yeah.
There you go.
God, all this to get to a quote.
I knew it.
Silly boy.
All this to get to a quote, which said B.B. King said that like, you can't really play the blues on a guitar that hasn't been pawned at least once. You know what I mean? So there was a time when my children were very young that I was pretty much obsessed with hi-fi, and I had these tube amps. I had like this German tuner. I had the most incredible hi-fi sound system. It was like my pride and joy. And one of the things oh, sorry. Go ahead, Troy.
What happened to it?
Well, I sold it.
You had kids.
I had kids. Yeah, but there was the clips, those speakers. You guys have seen them. I used to have them in the office, but they that's
sound
like
good.
Yeah, that's the last touch, and they've kind of taken some abuse. But back then they had the fronts on them, and there was a particular song by Brother Ali that I would play when Ozzo was very young, that the bass was such that in this one song, it was called Puppy Love, as a matter of fact, that it would like resonate like the plumbing in the house, like, and the whole house would start shaking from this, like the bass in this, and Ozzo would start crying. And so there were several occasions where I was like, watch, I can make Ozzo cry from playing the bass. Sorry, buddy.
Poor Ozzo.
Yeah.
Now he loves bass.
So yeah, I sold a lot of those components because when you got young kids, you're like, all right,
You don't need
well,
it.
my life's over. So
Yeah.
These
Gotta
diapers
get
are
rid of the-
expensive.
Yeah.
Got to get rid of the hi-fi system.
time to start thinking about college for these kids and wrap up all my hopes and joys.
I want to check out Electric City Repair. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Field
also
trip.
reminds me, I just got connected to this guy through Facebook Marketplace. He's like a synth enthusiast. And his listing on Facebook Marketplace was literally like, I thought I was buying one old vintage synthesizer for like, he said it was like 9 or like 19 grand or something like that. He's like, it was at this auction. This is his listing on Facebook Marketplace. He's like, I thought I was buying one old expensive vintage synth. I actually bought a shipping container full of hundreds of synths.
No.
So now
That's epic.
he's trying to
That is
sell
epic.
them. He's like, tell me what you're looking for, what you want. So I sent him over my whole thing. I'm like, this is what I'm looking for. Like, I'm used to digital synthesizers. I want to like break in.
Get some
And he's
analog
like,
stuff.
and he's like, I will like dig through, and he's an expert. So he's like, I'll pick out some stuff for you. Then you come over. The pictures on his listing, his entire house is full of synths.
Is this recent?
He literally
love
just put
this.
it up like last week.
Send me
Yeah, I want to
this
see the
link.
post.
Dude, send me a link too,
Yeah,
man.
Troy, you can let me know anything that you're looking for, and when I go over to his place, I'll see what's good. But yeah, I have like a phone call appointment with him, and then I'm gonna go over and like
Oh my
see the
God,
stuff.
really?
Yeah,
They're
That's
vintage
sweet.
synths?
I was just it's all different types of stuff. It's like keyboards, like workstations, and then like vintage synths and like analog stuff. Like it's so much. It's so funny though, because I was reading the listing. He's like, I thought I was buying one synth. I bought hundreds of synths.
I mean, $19,000 for one synth. There's like,
I think it was nine. I think it might have been $9,000. I don't know.
oh, okay.
but
makes more
which at that rate, he definitely got a good deal.
Yeah.
Because hundreds of synths for $9,000.
Well, if they're vintage Moog synths too, like forget about it, dude.
He definitely had a Moog. And he has a lot of like Korgs. He listed like a list of like 50 of his favorite ones on the
Cool.
thing, and then he was like, "There's a lot more." So he was like, "Just let me know what you're into, and we'll talk about it. I'll send you
Yeah,
guys the
jackpot.
listing." I know, and
is a
I've been trying to buy some stuff just for some, knob turning inspiration instead of just clicking around. So I'm excited to go check that out.
Just every track will be G-Funk now coming out of Tom's
Yeah.
studio.
Yeah, analog sounds. I might have to hold off on publishing this episode. People might be swooping in to get his.
I know. You can't let that get out.
No, he had like an automation set up, because I messaged him, and then like within like a minute he responded being like, I have like an insane amount of outreach right now, or like inbound coming in about his synth collection. So he was like, we'll have to like do a phone call first and like figure out what you want, and then I'll set it up for you to come see the things that might be interesting to you, and then you'll come over. So I'm hyped.
Dude, what a day.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that sounds amazing.
And he said he's like an expert in the field. He's like, I've been working with these things for years and years.
Just if he's got like 10 of them plugged in, like what it smells like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Can smell the
capacitors.
electricity. Yeah.
Nice.
I'll send you guys the listing so you can see it.
Cool. You know, I want to add here too, anecdotally, that I managed a warehouse music store on Downing and Evans for like a year. I was on the very cliff and fell off with the rest of the music industry. There used to be music retailers. I don't know if you guys know this.
Yeah.
Now we have like these cool vintage stores. But there used to be like cool places, Sam Goody and Warehouse Music and Sound Warehouse. And there was like these retailers that existed.
Yeah.
And
I
what-
still remember the first CD I ever bought in
Yeah.
a store.
Was it the long, they have the
too.
long box?
They did have the long box.
Yeah.
Not the one that I got, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Mine was Mac Miller Blue Slide Park.
Mine was 3LW, their their first album.
My first
Wow.
CD was
Yeah.
Wham! Making It Big.
Troy, what was
Nice,
yours?
Troy.
I think mine must have been like a Kiss CD from
Hell yeah.
Tower Records. I don't know.
Yeah, Tower.
And then like Barnes and Noble was a thing too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was the funnest job. I used to love it, man. It was
cool.
It was so fun. I remember it was sad because we liquidated all of them because they went bankrupt, and so we liquidated the one on Downing and Evans. We liquidated the one on Pearl Street Mall in Boulder, the one in Fort Collins, the one on Wadsworth Street, and it's just I got some amazing music. Because the liquidation company comes in and it's like 90% or 10% off, 20% off, 30% off until it's 90% off until they're just selling the fixtures and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they sell everything.
Everything.
And so once those guys came in and they were like East Coast jerks that all they do is liquidate. They're like the Doom Squad. But I remember at the Boulder Mall, the Pearl Street Mall store, they had we found 3 tanks of helium back there. So we started like launching stuff, and I remember our greatest feat. It was probably 50 balloons or more, but there was a cardboard cutout from Rush Hour 2 of Jackie Chan, and we launched him off the roof. Dude,
Nice. I wonder who got that in their backyard.
Totally. I don't know.
I'd be like, Zach,
what the? Look, is that Jackie Chan? It was one of the most amazing things ever. One anecdote too I'll share. There was many good times working at Warehouse Music, but one thing we used to do was the Cinnamon Girl Marathon. So you know that song "Cinnamon Girl" by Neil Young? Mm-hmm. I just play it all day, back to back. It's one of the few songs that you can get away with doing that, and it's like every time you hear it, you're like, yes. But it would be fun because, you know, customers would be in there looking at DVDs or something, shoplifting in the back. And they're like, is this song just playing on repeat? And it's like, no, dude, it's Tuesday, man. It's Cinnamon Girl Tuesday.
Cinnamon Girl Tuesday.
like,
Bring it back.
We gotta get Troy's thing, but real quick, since you said your first CD was Kiss, this is a connection here. But my brother's ex-wife's dad is like an OG, like big guitar player.
Cool.
And he was like touring the country and everything, and was friends with like all the guys in Kiss. And back in the day, they gave him the offer for lead guitar in Kiss.
Damn.
But it was before they even like started at all. But he was
like 60s.
Yeah.
Like late 60s.
He wasn't down for the makeup.
Oh, big mistake there.
So he said no. He just wasn't down for the like. He thought it was all weird.
Oh,
yeah.
Sometimes you have to put your opinions aside for a
Wasn't down
check.
for it. Yeah, I mean, it would have changed. It would have changed my life because I probably wouldn't. My brother probably would have never met his daughter, and never would have my nephews or whatever. It would have been crazy.
Yeah.
But he used to like when I was a little kid. We would, go over to their sides, like go over to the house on Sundays for dinner or whatever, and he'd always just be upstairs, and you just hear like jams coming out from upstairs, just like him just soloing for hours.
Amazing.
And sometimes he'd be like, come up here, and you go up there, and it's like a whole room with like amps and like whatever setups he has,
Posters and stuff.
Yeah, not even posters, just gear.
Yeah. Nice.
And he'd be like, look at this. I was really too young to even understand what
he was trying to make you cry. This is what we do.
I know, yeah. He's trying to make me cry with his vintage
With
gear.
his shredding.
His crazy shredding.
Troy, how did you get into Kiss at a
Shout
young
out to
age?
Mr. B.
My dad is a huge heavy metal / rock fanatic, so
Nice.
like all I was exposed to as a toddler to high school, pretty much. Like I just have it ingrained in my brain. And Kiss was like, at that age, was a little less heavy. It was kind of like softer rock, and it just, I loved the makeup. I thought it was so cool, like with the Gene Simmons with his spitting fire and all. I was like, as a kid, I was just like, this is sick.
Yeah, that's perfect metal for kids because the songs are all poppy and fun.
Yeah, and
They look like monsters.
Yeah, I wanted to collect all the CDs, even though my dad had all the records. I like always wanted to buy the CDs.
Yeah, you got to get the new cool CDs.
Cool.
The guitar player passing up on joining Kiss, that's like, man, that's like.
Yeah,
when people-
he would say that was his biggest L whenever you talk to him about it.
It's like people who say, if only I put $100 in Apple stock.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know, yeah.
Bitcoin.
Exactly. If only I did this.
Well, I'll share mine quickly. I know we're getting short on time here, but this is kind of a hidden gem that I'm sharing. This is like it's a YouTube channel. It's basically an online record collection. This guy, his name's Andro Navarro II, and he posts his entire record collection. We'll link the YouTube channel, but whenever I'm looking for inspiration or some vintage music that's just amazing, this guy posts his whole record collection on YouTube. He posts daily, sometimes twice a day. The description of the channel is, this is an oral museum curating music from the golden age of mankind, the 70s. And he has it sorted by like geographic, location of where the music comes from. So like America, Western Europe, J Power, Transglobal. He also has it sorted by ladies and gentlemen, and you can come through here and browse digitally, just like you're in the record store, and listen to all these
Cool.
insane
Sweet.
70s.
Wow.
Yeah, check it out if you ever want to hear some crazy old music you've never heard. This website is the place to go. I get a lot of samples from here, and
Just from the YouTube channel itself?
yeah. So it's kind of like I don't want to say like a cult, but he like started a community. I started following him when he had like 4 or 5K subscribers. He's at like 106K now, and it's becoming like a thing. Like this guy's like, if you go on Reddit,
Bro.
tons of threads about him, and his record collection's insane. And it's this guy, no one knows who he is, no one knows anything about him, but he just posts every day a record, and they're all amazing.
Well,
Check it out.
his profile pic is Pharaoh Sanders, so I know I'm going to love him right off the get-go.
Yeah.
This looks awesome.
Yeah. So I don't share this with many people, but now it's putting it out there.
It's out there.
Dude, 954 videos from the America section. What? So these are all different records?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're all
whoa, dude.
60s. It's really awesome. But yeah, throw it on in the morning, and it's start your day with some inspiration. It's great.
Nice, man.
Love it.
Dang.
Dude, this is so cool.
Yeah.
Check that out.
Holy cow. It's a YouTube record store. That's amazing.
It literally is.
Yeah. That's amazing, dude. Okay.
I'm just getting into Reddit now. I have a new Reddit thread that I can subscribe to.
Yeah.
Ooh,
His account went away. His account went away because for some copyright issue for like a while, and everyone on Reddit was like freaking out. Like, where did he go? Like, he's gone. And then he came back after like a couple months, and like the channel was live again, and everyone was like, yes.
That's all
we're
I'm
back.
worried about for the radio show. Like, I think you can do it, but you can't have recordings enabled. Like on YouTube, it's a different thing because anyone could watch those videos
Yeah.
anytime. But on Twitch, you can play it, but you can't have like the VODs on, like where people can replay it. I think that's the only rules, right?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Okay.
Yeah,
Word.
there's some loopholes there for sure.
Starting it up this week. Anyone want to bring some records? We're playing the Latvian. That's going to be the first one.
Sure.
I have a Belgian record that I'm obsessed with too that you can listen to. It's just all the same song with different remixes of it.
Hell yeah.
Communist dance music. Coming to you.
Just sounds like German music. Turns out. All right, let's talk about some highlights from last week. We'll rip through. We got 5 minutes. We can do this. We paid for the upgraded hosting package.
I know we might be
We've been
maxing
going
it
over.
out though today.
Yeah.
Again, we'll see. Who cares?
Nice. Tom, you want to kick it off, buddy?
Yes. I have. What did I do? Hold on a second. I gotta pull up my. Yes. Okay. So my highlight, I hit Winter Park on Saturday. We saw Grizz on the lift line. Shout out to Grizz. It looks like he's enjoying his nice little break, but we love Grizz.
Yeah.
He looked like he was shredding. So
Nice.
and then I'm going to say this last night, I got this through Josh because Josh was doing a promo video. Josh is a good friend of ours.
Nice, man.
Who used to work in the same office as us. He was doing a promo video for this, and he had us come through. But I think we're gonna do it again. But it's a class for learning Spanish. It's called Social Languages, and the whole idea of it is like you're going out to a bar or a brewery and like you're learning the language, but you're having fun. You're like chilling. There's no tests. There's no anything.
You're trying to learn a foreign language?
It's Spanish. Yeah, it's a Spanish class.
Nice.
So this guy's just getting his thing started up. He's been a Spanish teacher for a while, but him and this other group of people came up with this new like teaching concept of how you can like break down these barriers of learning a language and do it in a cool new environment that is fun. And it was really good. Like,
That's cool,
It's
man.
like physical, like you're moving around and you're doing certain things, and it'll be like, if you like tacos, go over here. If you like pizza, go over here. But the whole thing is like 100% Spanish. So you're fully immersed into whatever is going on. whatever language is being learned. And it's cool because sometimes you're going to learn Spanish and half the time you're speaking English. So they force you to do it. And there's all different types of levels of language learners in there. And
Cool.
it's cool. So I think their next class is in 2 weeks. Next week on the show, I will feature it and we'll have the link up and everything.
Sweet.
But that's what I did. Katie, what do you got?
Yeah, like I said, I'm on my Reddit journey, and I was down a rabbit hole trying to find a new everyday fragrance to wear because that's what I wanted to do last week. And a package finally arrived, and I have 3 little samples, so I'm testing them out this week. I also somehow bought a new mattress last week. I went into Cherry Creek Mall on a Saturday, which is something I would never do.
You just pulled the trigger?
No, I had to get a chain fix because Rue broke my necklace, so I brought it into the jeweler over there, and there was a Casper store, and Carly and I were just like, let's go, we're like dipping our toe in the water, let's just try out these mattresses. They're trying to clear inventory. We got like $800 off of a mattress, so had to do it. We pulled the trigger, but now I have to get a bed frame and everything else because we got a bigger bed.
Cool. That's a good day.
Yeah, I'm excited.
New mattress day.
Yeah, I haven't had a new
Nice.
mattress in years, so here we go. Troy, what do you got?
I got a new dresser last week, so I know how that feels to purchase a nice new item for your bedroom.
Yes.
It's amazing. Last week, I had a busy week. I went snowboarding for the first time at Big Bear Mountain with my brother and his friends. It was definitely a lot chasing them around on the mountain all day. Definitely ate it for like the first hour, but I would say by the end of the day, I pretty much had the hang of it. Was hitting the runs pretty confidently. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Definitely excited to go again. My body's feeling it right now for sure.
Yeah, I'll bet, man. The day one is hard.
That is tough.
Yeah.
How'd you get toe edge? Did you get heel edge? How are you doing?
Toe edged, yeah. Well, I started off in the kiddie section for like an hour just to figure out like the mechanics. That's the most dangerous area because you're going so slow and the ice
yeah.
is hard at the bottom of the mountain. And I fell so hard in there. But when I hit the actual runs, it was so much easier. Like faster going, it's way easier.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm looking forward to next time. It'll be better because I think I will avoid like the injury in the beginning, and I'll be able to just like feel better next time. But yeah, super fun. And then also signed a lease for a spot in LA. Finally, it's been a months long process.
Yes. Way to go, Troy.
It's been a journey since like the
Feels
beginning of this,
This
podcast almost.
yeah.
I feel like Troy's
Pretty
been
much.
looking.
Yeah, we were patient. I mean, it paid off. We got a good spot, and move-in date's on the 12th.
Nice.
We have the rest of March here, so we'll probably slowly move, or rest of February here, so we'll probably move in slowly. And we'll be completely in by March 1st, so I'll officially be in LA by then. New studio set up.
Nice.
What neighborhood?
Oh, let's go.
Silver Lake.
Hell yeah.
It's like a suburban neighborhood in kind of the heart of LA. It's out of kind of the craziness.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little neighborhood tucked away, so yeah, I'm excited. It'll be cool.
Send me
Go to
that
Psychic Wines.
r/home studios link when you get it set up. Want to see the pics.
No doubt.
Yeah, it'll be a whole reboot of the studio, so looking forward to that.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, busy week last week. What about you, Ryan?
Congrats, Troy. It was good. I was losing sleep. I'm like, what's Troy going to do? He's going to get swindled by some opportunist,
Yeah.
a real estate guy, but you made it happen. It's so good.
Yeah.
Nice.
We were feeling the pressure for sure because we told so many people, and every week we are getting so many calls.
Are you going to do it?
So,
Nice. Cool, man. Cool. I will close out talking about the cleanest windshield in Denver, which I have, because my windshield is being cleaned at least once, sometimes twice a day by our friendly Venezuelan friends. I saw a video from the mayor, and last year they had prepared for public services in Denver for 400 people from, I believe, Venezuela specifically, or I think it was actually just all immigrant families in general, 400. And they've got 5,000 now pulling. Mm-hmm. So the video was really geared towards city employees to talk about, like, hey, this is what's happening with our budget. There's similar things happening in many cities and states right now, particularly with Venezuelan folks coming through. And, you know, the money that's allotted now, that's the social services for these 5,000 people, largely this is like women and young children. You know, we all see them all over the place now. But the the message from the mayor was really talking about like, hey, the promotions are happening. If you're scheduled for a raise, it's happening. We're not going to furlough people because there's a lot of fear that like they're going to divert, the budget away from staff and being able to take care of kind of the migrant crisis that's happening right now, which was good. So 5,000 people on social services, but it is also like projected that there's actually 40,000 people from Venezuela in Denver that have come this last year. And we've been talking about it the whole time. In the beginning, when you really started to see folks on the streets, it was freaking me out, just because you're not accustomed to seeing like children in the streets. But I think something changed, and which is just like you see the hope in their eyes, man. These guys out there, they grab some squeegees and they're looking to make a couple bucks, cleaning windshields, and they're excited about it. So, like I said, I get it cleaned once or twice a day, which is amazing. So I guess the reason why I keep bringing it up is because for whatever reason, like everything in this day and age, like it gets politicized. Like what should we be doing? What shouldn't we be doing? This person is responsible for that. And that's all a conversation that is happening. But all the politics aside, there are 40,000 folks here that came. And I, for one, am happy that they're here. I think that whatever happens moving forward, that's up to whoever else to decide. But these folks that are here now, a couple of bucks, I don't ever have cash, but I went and got some cash. So I was like, yeah, all right, when these guys come through, I'm going to hook them up and get a nice clean windshield. Why not? You know what I mean? So this is probably just an ask for the beautiful citizens of Denver. Let's take care. Let's be good hosts to these Venezuelan folks while they get on their feet, figure out what's up and where they're going to stay and what they're going to do for work. I, for one, am inspired by the sparkle in their eye and the smiles on their faces as they're totally stoked to be in Denver, Colorado. And they're also learning the secret. That's like, they told us it would be cold, but it's 60 degrees. It's like, yeah, it does that. It does that every now and again. So don't worry, it's not 0 degrees forever. So yeah, I want someone to compete with me for the cleanest windshield in Denver.
Mutual aid competition. Let's go.
I am not anywhere close. I got to find out where you're going because my windshield is not clean.
Best spot. There's like a whole windshield wiping squad. Actually, if you go right up here underneath the overpass on I-70, but really the spot is Zunai and Spear. That junction right there, yeah. There was a big encampment there, and they moved them.
That's the one you were talking about?
Yeah, but there's still like a good solid 7 dudes that are hanging out having a great time cleaning windshields.
Cool.
So that's the spot. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for hanging with us. It's a little bit longer show, but, we had a lot to get to talking about music.
Yes.
It's great. Thanks, Katie, for coming in.
You bet.
We're so excited for Olivia being back next week. It's going to be amazing. Shout out to Troy's new place. Shout out to Tom Donahue. Thanks, guys. It was a great show. You can follow this show, kidcaster.com/Denver. If you have guest recommendations or show recommendations, we're happy to hear it there. Subscribe on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, and thanks to Samana for sponsoring the show as well. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See ya.
Later.